Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next speaker, Tomislav Krizan, founder and AI team lead of Atomic Intelligence. Tomislav has dedicated his career to helping others succeed through data and knowledge insight, with a focus on big data, data mining, and machine learning. He has become a leading figure in the field. He's a certified enterprise and solution architect, project manager, and team leader with expertise in data integration and business intelligence. Today he will be sharing his insights on the topic of business Unbound, embracing the AI-powered future. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Hi, first of all, thank you for being here on this Webit conference, and I would like to say big thanks to all speakers before me because they gave a large intro to my talk. I'll try to summarize what AI brings to the future of the business. But at the same time, I would like to thank Lydia for introducing LangChain models, not just ChatGPT, and she's also a founder of a company where I worked for 10 years and learned a lot during that time. So I'll show you what, does this work? Okay, it works. So originally I had different slides, like this one. So what AI provides us with a future? So will it be joyful or do we need to fear it? But after talking with Webit teams, we decided that this is a little bit tricky because realistically AI is nothing more than a tool which brings us opportunity to grow and use those elements to make our business better. So our focus today will be on some of the elements of AI. I'll talk about unleashing how AI will impact every line of the businesses. We'll talk about computer vision, audio, processing, languages, etc., etc. All of those elements which are now up in the forefront of AI development. But before we start, I have one question for everybody. Who thinks that AI will impact their business? Can we raise the hand? So everybody raised the hand. So essentially, AI will impact everybody, somebody positively, somebody negatively. AI, as I said, it's nothing more than a tool. And if we don't use a tool, there will be other people who are using the tool and who are making better decisions based on a tool support. At the moment, it's just supporting us through our developments. Now, AI is really bringing a bright future because it helps us analyzing vast volumes of the data. It will allow us to do, like, if we talk about supply chain, it will help us optimize the whole supply chain from manufacturing process, logistics, etc., through automating processes of procurement before we even start, to have a customer experience of communicating with our end customers and our suppliers to negotiate better deals while we are trying to build some of the environment. LLM models are already bringing a lot to our business, from analyzing data for generating results, up to the point to even use them for, let's say, doing a brainstorming about our ideas, etc., etc. A lot of people today talked about ChatGPT. Nobody mentioned ChatGLM2, which is, again, a language model came from China, which surpassed ChatGPT in functionality. So this is let's say, a long battle of advances in AI, which is done on a daily level. So anybody who is using AI constantly needs to evolve and use those technologies. So either from the business side or even a technical side, how they are implemented. And AI helps with a lot of innovation because it helps us identify patterns and all those minute elements which data brings. So all of this brings us to the rise of AI within the business. So we already started to use ChatGPT for analyzing some of information. Can we scale it? Well, yes, we can, but sometimes it's an issue if you have proprietary data, which is sensitive, which is private, which we can't go out. So then we go with LangChain or other type of LLM models like Alpaca, Llama, etc., which we run then on-prem, so that we have ability to run it on our privacy data, etc., which will not be then sourced outside. It also allows us that we can go and automate our chatbots, our virtual assistants, because LLMs now power not just on analyzing our requests, but also generating output based on our request. One of the future in the business is our prompt engineering, which will essentially help us to understand how to ask right question of our LLM models to get a correct results. Because if you don't ask correct questions, you may get a wrong result. So that's everlasting battle as well. Now, all of those elements help us to start building AI future. AI has a set of different technology which are developed on a daily basis. Some of them are cloud-based, some of them are hosted in a data center, a local one, some of them are hybrid, et cetera, et cetera. All of them run somewhere. But connecting them in a business type of flow is something which impacts all of us. Like in healthcare, even in the US, you have a regulation in Florida that if you have AI-supported assistant, which will help you with diagnosis, research, and you don't use it, you may be penalized by law because you are not using results generated by AI. Why? Because AI is a crowdsourced, let's call it, technology which learns over the time. And let's say, learning is never lost. If a human doctor dies, whatever he knew, if he did a mentorship, he can transfer his learning. But with AI, everything stays, and it just grows over the time. And the difference between really good doctor and mediocre doctor is a number of, let's say, call it partial diagnosis before you go in the next steps to understand the real issue. And this is what AI brings to healthcare industry. Now, one of the elements which we are talking constantly is LLMs. LLMs are really bringing impact to AI, and everybody started to talk about AI when ChatGPT came out. But the breakpoint for AI was in 2013, when some advances on neural networks and hardware computation power came into the element where they are adequate enough to do and facilitate information to the broader public. But we just started to talk about AI like 6 months ago through the ChatGPT. And everybody still thinks that ChatGPT and ChatGPT type of technologies are silver bullet, which can solve everything. No, they can't. They can start hallucinating. They are not able to reference appropriate information, et cetera, et cetera. So this is the reason why businesses still, for their own data, need to go with the direction, like Lydia mentioned, building their own LLM models, which are distilled to specific industry, and provide a tailored solution. So this is where LLMs will go. The other nice feature of LLMs is generative nature, where they generate responses based on some of the features. Combining LLMs with next of the slides, which I'll talk about, industrial approaches, where you have your, let's go to this, where you have automation is something you really shine on it. Within automation, we now have RPA tools, which clicks and replaces a lot of, let's say, mundane tasks, repetitive tasks, which can be automated to human query languages and conveyed to RPA tools. We are now in an area of something called hyper-automation. So it's a little bit slow. So we are in an area of hyper-automation where AI, intelligence analytics, RPA tools are making, together with intelligent business flows, are making solutions end-to-end much feasible and faster to the market than what was previously done. What we have as a next element is something called intelligent insight, but this is essentially using machine learning, which is a subset of AI, on our own data. We know that in recent, well, not just recent, but over the last decades, we used to do churn predictions, you use the social network analysis, you do like a recommendation system, et cetera, but now they are growing. And one of the field of the researchers, which is also done, is augmented analytics. Augmented analytics does similar, like Lydia mentioned, what is your store performing badly, which product is performing badly, how we perform toward the forecast. So it finds those anomalies in your data, and together with LLM models, it will generate you human response. This also helps with analyzing vast volumes of the data, where this automation and intelligent insights help any company to be data-driven. A lot of smaller companies are still not data-driven, even if they have a data, even barbershops, et cetera, but with AutoML and similar systems and using machine learning approaches, they will be able to start predicting how much of different products they will need for their service, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the elements focusing after this is a customer-centric AI. So all of those chatbots, virtual assistants across telcos, across finance, across healthcare are helping with analyzing vast amount of customer-centric data and helping focusing on your need. We did hear also by Goran previously that nobody talks about LLM when it responds to a single human. And response to the single human is where you really shine with the chatbots and virtual assistants fueled with AI technologies. And one of the most important elements after it is also communication between hardware components and AI as a software component. And essentially, it's a robotics. It's one of the newest fields where we are going into robotics to optimize everything from the logistics, shipping and logistics, optimize the whole warehouses, how the packaging will done, like Amazon does for all of your procurement from the Amazon, how it will package it, send it on time, to the point where you have AI-supported surgeries, which helps you with some minute and smaller elements, because one of the elements which are now becoming, let's say, obsolete in a human is your opposite thumb and those smaller finger movements. So a lot of surgeons now focus on robotic-assisted surgery, and at the same time, those robotic-assisted surgery are helped with AI, which help them to identify minute changes when they do a surgery. So that's one of the examples. And one more before we are done. Essentially, what we have is an element which is important for everybody who is working with AI. It is about biases in the data, and it's also about ethical use of AI. Whenever you talk with somebody, they think about AI as a black box, but AI shouldn't be a black box. It's always trained on the data. Yes, you can have a data bias, but you shouldn't have a people bias when they are training it. So this is where different frameworks are help on top of AI to, especially if you talk about healthcare, they are important to convey why you are getting results as you are getting. So those are elements which are really important in AI. I wanted just to do the summary because everybody till now focused on each of those elements separately, and I think a few of them will go more in depth. If you need any clarification, you can contact me later on, and I can go in each of those subjects more in detail. But one of the final thoughts is that, yes, AI is here. Now it becomes more available to a broader public, and it's definitely changed how we do our business, and it's already changing. So it's time to appreciate it, and it's time to embrace AI, or those who are not using AI will be surpassed in the business by those who are using AI. So that will be my final. Thank you.